Hello everybody, welcome back to my channel. I am starting my new video for the week. I'm going to give you an update on the plants and whatnot. This week, me and my dad are going to start working on the pumpkin shelter that we're going to be putting up in the garden. I'm very grateful that my dad is going to be helping me. We're to put in the shelter, what we're basically going to be doing is very similar to what I did last year. If you watched any of my videos from last year, you may have seen that I used some T-posts and I put them all around in there to support some shade that I tied shade cloth to and stretched it out tightly. And what that did is it just shaded the plants because it gets really hot here. That was just to keep them from getting too hot, and it's also really windy, so I put some wind fence all the way around, but the posts that came with the wind fence just weren't tall enough, and they were kind of flimsy wood, thin pine. It would snap if the wind got too fast, so that's why the T-posts were there. But the reason this year what we're going to be doing is we have these 10-foot 1-inch thick steel rods that we are going to be using instead. This is going to be more of a permanent setup, so I'm really excited about that. That video will probably, the video of the building of that will probably be updated when it's fully finished. I'm probably going to take a few different recordings and then compile them. Then I will sorry, words aren't working for me today. I will update it, upload that video after I've got all the clips compiled. Anyway, enough of my jibber jabber. Before we get started, any of you who are new to the channel, I would very much appreciate it if you would subscribe and like the video. Without further ado, let's get into it. Okay, so here are my giant pumpkin plants. Sorry if the wind interrupts the video. It's kind of windy right now. I have them set up in a crate now because they weren't getting enough sun before in the tote, because when the sun got too low, the edge of the tote would shade them, so I just decided to move them into a crate, and I saran wrapped it around to protect them from the wind. And then they're all looking fairly healthy. My main concern is that they are really leggy. I am pretty upset about that, actually. They haven't grown any taller since I set up the crate like this. They just weren't getting enough sun before when they were in the tote. So I am happy at least that they haven't gotten any leggier since I have set them up like this. It's a fairly simple setup. Still have the shade over the top. I just put the saran wrap around, like I said, just to protect them from the wind. Yesterday I didn't have the saran wrap up, and the edges of the leaves kind of dried out a little bit. I don't know if you can see it, but yeah, it's just a little crispy, so I wasn't too happy about that, so that's why I set up the saran wrap. All of the seedlings, except for one, are looking, well, except for that one and this one, are looking really good. They're developing nicely. Got really good looking codlin leaves, so I expect they'll do well. And my favorite one, just because this one I have the highest expectations for, this one is looking really good. This one here, nice big codlin leaves, healthy looking color, which makes me really happy, because this one here is just a tad yellow, just for me, for what I like to see. So we'll see what happens. This one here will be potted up today because it's been in there for a bit too long already. Anyway, that's it for today's update. Okay, so it's the next day. All the plants are looking really nice. Except for this one, it's growing, but I'm just a little concerned about its wonky leaf shape. Should be fine though. And then I potted up this one here that was in the smaller pot yesterday. Anyway, all the plants are looking good. Very happy with that. I actually accidentally tore out a chunk of that. That one's codlin leaf. I am very upset at myself for that, but there's nothing I can do. The 2350 Morse seems to be keeping up with the 2 liters pretty well. So, yeah, they all look pretty good. So that's it for today. Alright, hello everybody. This is the last clip for the week. All of the plants are looking really well. It's actually been a couple of days since my last recording. They're starting to grow their second true leaves now and got fairly decent sized first true leaves. This is the second biggest plant. The biggest one is back there. They're all doing excellently, and that one is the one I just recently transplanted. That one there is doing a phenomenal job of growing. It's actually growing faster than these 3 bigger ones were. I'm really excited because they're all looking very healthy, except for these 2. They're just a little bit slower and they're kind of wonky. You can see these leaves aren't quite right because these ones are just out like that. You can see those are what codlin leaves should look like, and this is what they should not look like. And with this, it's just kind of growing a little crooked and whatever, and it's just not quite as healthy. So these 2 right here are going to be the backup plants. And so what I'm going to do is I'm going to double plant in 2 patches with these. This plant and this plant are going to go next to each other. And whichever one of those does better is going to be the keeper for that patch. And then that plant and that plant are going to go together. And whichever one of those does better in the patch is going to be the keeper for that one, for that patch. And we'll see how it goes from there. Anyway, catch you next time.